completely honest, for the first 6 or 7 months, I didn't make money. I probably was spending money.
How is everybody? Today we have Rory King from Rory's Travel Club, and we have an interesting story because Rory is a professional traveler, let's say. And so what Rory does for a living is basically goes around the world, makes deals, and helps other people find good deals. So Rory, tell us all about yourself. Could you just quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So firstly, thanks for having me. Basically, my name's Rory King. I'm from a small town called Downpatrick in County Down. I personally spent 10 years travelling the world. I've been to probably 60, 70 countries at this stage. And with the pandemic, I was actually meant to move back to New Zealand, and the pandemic hit, and I actually thought I had this idea for a long time, and I actually obviously had a bit more time with the pandemic, and I decided, you know what, I'll give it a go. And obviously here we are now. We're about 18 months in. We've 7 employees and we've just under 75,000 members here in Ireland.
Holy moly. Okay, so basically my question is, how did you manage to make money from traveling? Because in my idea, you look at travel influencers, people who do traveling, basically they need to be supported. They need to pay for hotels. It's a hobby that it takes a lot of money, but you managed to make money in traveling business. So tell us, how did you do it? How could somebody use your service? What is it that you do?
Yeah, so to be completely honest, for the first 6 or 7 months, I didn't make money. I probably was spending money. I was constantly on the road and out negotiating, meeting people. But essentially, the concept started off very simple. It was if Irish people or people living anywhere in the world, in fact, if you book a hotel online and not on the hotel's website, the third parties are typically taking 15% commission. So what I wanted to do, I was like, Irish people booking Irish hotels and giving 15% to companies that are based outside of Ireland, it didn't really make sense to me. So I thought, you know what, if I can save local people 15%, it's a massive saving. The hotels make the same amount of money and everyone wins. So the example I always use is if a family head away for a couple of nights, 2 or 3 nights, and it's €500 online, if they book through a third party, the third party is actually taking €75. So if I can save a local family €75, which I've done thousands of times over now at this stage, if I can save them €75, I can bring the Irish hotel the same amount of money, then everybody wins. So
Well, how do you win on this?
so basically, the easiest way to do it was there's actually a company in America kind of followed their model, and they actually charge it's $40, so it's about €30 a year. But I thought, you know what, if I can charge a minimal fee for the work we do, and basically the idea was, so we charge €10 a year for our work, and basically if someone books just one night in an Irish hotel, they're typically going to save at least €20-25. So we're happy enough with what we get, our cut. Local people are saving €20-25. They're already quids in, and the hotels make the same amount of money. But when I started, hotels were like, brilliant idea, this is class, but like, who the hell are you? So I had to kind of diversify and look into different ways of growing my following, and like giving our customers as such, we probably didn't have that many at the start. We might only have had a few hundred, but it was giving them as much value as possible. So everything we do is to give local people as much value for their €10, which I believe, going by the reviews anyway, so we've I think we've between 650 and 700 5-star reviews already on Trustpilot, which is for a new business, and obviously we're still very much work in progress. So
long story short, you basically have a club where people will pay you €10 monthly fee.
yeah,
Is that what it is? And then when they book a hotel, they book it through your app, where they don't have to pay the fee that normal apps, the bigger apps, would charge, basically.
yeah. So basically, at the minute we're sending out all the offers via email, but we are launching an app in the next probably 6 to 8 weeks. The way I describe it now is it's like the Groupon of travel. So what we'll do is we'll go and we're working with multiple travel agents. We're working with like the Irish Ferries, Stena Line, and what we'll do is we'll go to them and we'll maybe find dates that they have a lot of availability, and we'll negotiate that our guys might save whatever it is, 15, 20, 25%. And as long as people are flexible, everyone likes a good deal. And what we're doing is, so we'll go and, for example, there might be a holiday it might typically be $2,000 for a couple to go to New York. So, but on the 15th of September, whatever reason, the hotel might have a lot of availability and the airline might, so we might be able to get it for our guys for 1,800, meaning that they're getting a good save and a better price than they would pay a week before or a week after. Another example is we had a day trip there with Stena Line. It was €5 return per person to go from Ireland.
I've seen that. Yes,
we had about 4,500 people do it, and it's a great day out.
I thought about doing it.
You should.
Fiver? You can't go wrong with that.
You should have. And but so for a tenner a year, we're going and negotiating with hotels. Another example, actually, this Sunday night we actually have. It's obviously this may air after. This may air after the deal has expired, obviously. But this Sunday night we have bed and breakfast, a main course, and a 1 p.m. late checkout for €99 at Free Hotels in County Meath. Which for €99, €50 per person, you're getting your bed and breakfast, your dinner, and the late checkout.
You're joking
it's
me.
Unreal value. So in that scenario, what we're doing is we're going to hotels that might have a lot of availability. We only typically do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and for example, if it's meant to be €150, if they know they're not going to sell it, they might be happy to give it to our guys for 99 or 109. So straight away, our customers, if they book that, they're saving €40-50, and they only pay us a €10 annual fee. So everyone wins.
Oh, so the €10 is only annual fee?
Annual, yeah.
I thought it was a monthly fee.
Yeah, you're not the only one. And
Are you serious?
Yes.
Is this a joke?
No, I swear to God, it's
this is crazy.
It's €10 a year, and tenner a year,
and you get access to all this.
You get hundreds of offers, and if you book one offer a year, you're laughing.
Well, I'm going to sign after this. I'm telling you now.
Good
Tenner
stuff.
on the Welly, you can't go wrong with that. You know, it's crazy that people don't know about this stuff. You know.
Yeah, and we're also working with. We also have offers on lots of cruise ships as well. Like, and some of the cruise offers, you could be saving €200 or €300 per person, which is absolutely
it's insane.
Like you book one offer for a couple, and you have your membership paid for 60 years. So it's great, but we're still trying to add value. So obviously, the more members, the more members we get, the more sort of accommodations and travel providers will want to work with us.
Also, like I understand, like you're building your own app now. You know, probably building an app like that is probably 10 grand or something like that. So you need to have a good cash flow to build a business as well. And you know what? Also, I wanted to touch off.
Yeah.
You said at the start that you were working for 6 months until it started making money. This is something we need to emphasize to people as well, because this is Irish Success Podcast. We're talking about making money and starting businesses. And people think that, you know, starting business is all lovey-dovey. But there you go. You're a beautiful example, because it took you 6 months to even start to get it going, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if it's something new.
Yeah, so for the first 6 months I didn't charge. It was completely free, and I worked the clock around, and we grew a bit of a following. People liked what we did, and I remember I actually came across the Facebook post I put. I only came across it last week, and I says, look, we're thinking of charging €10 an annual fee. Basically, at that stage, I was like, you know what, I would love to go full time at this, and kind of quit what I was doing beforehand. So I said, it's going to be a €10 a year. Would you be happy enough to pay for it? And what we'll do is we'll go and find offers on trips for our members. And there could have been 50 or 100 comments. And people were like, yeah, it's a brilliant idea. It sounds really fair. But at that stage, like, we still are in our infancy, but at that stage, even just 6 months in, like, we were nowhere near as strong as what we are now. And at that stage, people were delighted with the service they were getting. So obviously now, 12 months later, we're a lot bigger, better, stronger, and people are getting a lot more value for money. And no doubt in another 6 months or 12 months time, we'll be even bigger and better again.
It's crazy. I still cannot believe that it's a tenner a year.
Yeah, tenner a year.
Even if you did a $5 a month, I'd still go for it.
Yeah, a tenner a year. We actually have a crowd of people arriving today in Tipperary, and it's this is actually insane. Like, the most amazing house that they're going for a yoga retreat, and it's €200 per person for 2 nights accommodation and 7 yoga classes, which is
7 yoga classes as well, isn't it?
For €200, like, it's absolutely
that is insane,
brilliant. So we try and have something for everyone. We started doing stuff. We work with a company called Magic Vacations down in Cork, who are specialists in kind of Disney, Lego, Alton Towers, Harry Potter, all the kind of theme park, all the kind of family oriented stuff. So basically what we do with them is they'll get us a discount as such, or what they'll do is they'll package together. Basically, what they'll do is they'll find the best time of year, the most cost-effective time of year for a family to go, and they'll give us that details. And there's typically going to be a €50 or €100 discount on top of what they give us.
Mm.
So,
Do you know who you remind me of? There's an interesting entrepreneur that I used to follow years ago. I can't remember his name. But what he did, he used to travel the world. He'd been to all the countries, all the same gig. But every country he went into, he'd be looking for business opportunities. So he'd buy something here, sell something there. So you're like that. You traveled, you found a good opportunity, and you basically jumped on it, didn't you?
yeah, well, like at the minute we're sitting at just under 75,000 members here in Ireland. So
75,000 members.
and
That's a lot.
whenever I started, and there's a famous quote from the guy that invented Expedia. He once said, "If I can get 100 customers, I can get 1,000. If I can get 1,000, I can get 10,000, 100,000, a million." So I'm sitting here with 75,000 customers / members. Will we get to 100,000? No doubt about it.
No doubt
Can we
about
get to 500,000 if we go into other markets? Absolutely. And as we fine tune the service and improve the technology, will we get 1 million customers? I think so. I
I
think we
don't
can
see
do
why
it.
not. That's only a quarter of the population, and everybody travels. You know,
Yeah.
everybody likes saving money.
But that's in multiple markets. I don't know if we could get it here in Ireland, but definitely going into multiple markets, especially with the app that we're launching as well. I think that we're going to change the game, and I've just been invited to speak to 1,000 travel professionals at a conference here in Dublin in Croke Park actually in May. And I think we're going to open a lot of people's eyes, because every other company is out there trying to make commission, whereas we're actually trying to we're putting the consumer first, and everything we do is about saving local people money, or giving them the best price, or inspiring them to.
It's completely opposite to what's out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes sense.
Yeah, it's so simple. Whenever I started, obviously, so Rory's Travel Club's going down the line. It's going to be all international stuff. Our app is going to start, and it's only going to be based around stays in Ireland, so hotel stays, Airbnb is the wrong word. Hotel stays, kind of self-catering, B&Bs, glamping, and essentially all these other companies out there, they're taking 15% commission, which is massive. It's outrageous. And
especially if somebody's going on a budget. Glamping and those B&Bs, you know, people are going there on a budget. So, you know, saving €100 off your trip, it really makes a lot of difference.
So, yeah, exactly. Like Irish accommodations, like they're pushing book direct, because inevitably, like Irish people are booking Irish, it's crazy. Irish people are booking Irish accommodations, and 15% of the money is going to a company based outside of Ireland. And I'm like, surely there's a way. And the hotels would rather you book direct, because they get the data, which they wouldn't otherwise. They own the cancellation policies, and if local people save a bit of money, there's a good chance it's going to be spent in the local economy, whether it's on a few drinks or whether it's on a bite to eat or whatever.
Of course.
So we're basically, like, the example I always give is a hotel we work with in Sligo, really famous, probably the best family hotel in Ireland, Diamond Coast you call it. Absolutely a beautiful hotel. The reason I'd say it's one of the best for families is because they actually have quite a lot of rooms that cater for families up to 6 or 7 people, which most hotels don't. Some of the rooms, like, you can get 7, so 2 adults and 5 kids. But anyway, so to stay there for 3 nights in the summer, it's about €700. We've 15% off every day of the year. So if a family books 3 nights, they're going to save €105, which is massive. So they're paying $595 instead of $700. Obviously, prices may go up this summer. I don't know. I don't do the prices there, but like, it's a massive saving. And that €105 that would typically be leaving the Irish economy, it stays here. And whether the family decide to spend it in the hotel or up the town, it means that Irish businesses are inevitably going to benefit. And that's what we are looking to achieve.
Yeah, I like that. And that comes from a foreigner, where I always shop local and I buy local. Even when I go shopping, would you believe, I would do that, because it's very important for the economy, you know, I mean, where you live, to spend your money where you live and pay the taxes where you live, because the taxes go, you know, I mean,
of course.
it's worse for.
Well, the thing as well, like, and I try and emphasise this in everything I do. I spent 10 years travelling the world, and I was welcomed everywhere. So, like, on our like, there's probably 4 or 5 kind of key things that we try and promote. Obviously, it's saving people money, it's to inspire people to travel, but we're also trying to just, like, that whole, support local message, be kind. Like there's an awful lot to it, and just treat everyone the same. Like we do group trips. We've done just under 100 of them now, and there could be 50 or 60 people that live all over Ireland, but there's been people from Australia, America, Russia, Germany, France that are living here in Ireland that are coming on our trips. And the thing is, it's all inclusive, and no matter who you are or where you're from, it's about being kind to each other, having fun, enjoying travel together, and that's something that you genuinely can't put a price on.
Brilliant. Do you mind me asking how old are you? Do you mind?
30.
You're 30, yeah.
Yeah.
So you started traveling at 20.
Yeah, well, I'd say I started at 18, so I went to college in England for 4 years, but every summer, the first summer I actually volunteered in a primary school in Fiji. I spent 2 months there, yeah, so, and then after college, that's what I did. So I travelled, I spent a bit of time in Southeast Asia. I went back to Fiji for 8 or 9 months, I think it was, and then I actually got a dream job selling alcohol, an Irish alcohol brand, family owned. I represented them
in
for
Fiji?
No, I was with them in New York, New Zealand, Canada, Denmark, Cyprus, probably a few other places, but basically what they did was
So whiskey or beer?
it was like a cream liqueur, so it's called Cool Swan, by the way. I have to plug it.
I don't. But a commercial.
Yeah, I don't do anything I don't even chat to the guys now, but they really looked after me. It was a dream opportunity. Absolutely fantastic product. It is number one in the category, no doubt about it. But for me, as a young Irish guy, to have an opportunity to go and travel the world, which was my passion, and to represent such a great brand, and obviously, I'd say from day one, I put my heart and soul into it, because I was so thankful. Like I was almost pinching myself that I got the opportunity, and kind of as time went on, they trusted me to go into different markets, and we did well, and sales were always good. And I love the whole sales and marketing. I love the psychology behind it, and I love basically the way I look at it. Even with what I'm doing now is, inevitably, I put myself in the customer's shoes, and I try and give what the customer wants, or give the maximum value to the end user, and that's definitely what I learned.
My next question was gonna be, how did you get that job, and then how did you get the expertise? Because you sound like you know what you're talking about in terms of sales and customer satisfaction. That's a very big part of business, because every business struggles if there is no person responsible for sales and customer satisfaction.
Yeah, very very much.
Did you do any training, or did you read any books on sales and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm never stopped studying and listening to podcasts and reading, because inevitably I'm learning every single day. There's so much that I don't know, and even here in Ireland, in terms of inspiring people to travel, there's so many amazing places here in Ireland that I've never been to. So a great thing is that not only are we able to get people discounts, if we're able to showcase parts of Ireland that people may never have seen or never even thought.
And is
of
all
going
this on
to.
your website? Like, if somebody can go on your website, can they find the good spots or deals, or?
No, so it's all on a mailing list. So basically, you sign up to our mailing list, and then we send out kind of 10 to 20 offers a week. But
Okay.
on our social media, we try and post 5 times a day on Facebook, which is more than, I'd say, 99% of businesses out there. So we're forever active, and it's all about adding value, whether it's having a laugh. We try and have a laugh a couple of times a week, because like at the end of the day, the audience are there to be entertained. They follow us to be inspired, to basically hopefully enjoy our content and what we do. And but a lot of the stuff is definitely focused on the end reader, the end user. So we want to showcase somewhere that people may have never been, whether it's in Kerry, Cork, Donegal. It doesn't bother me, as long as we can showcase somewhere that people will look at and go, oh, I'd love to go to that hotel, or I'd love to go for a walk there, or I'd love to do that activity. So it's giving people ideas, and if we can get a discount on it for our members, then even better.
I tell you, I'm really gonna sign up for this because I like the idea of the mailing list. I do be looking for places to visit on the weekends. You know, there's a lot of people who do travel Ireland on the weekends. You know,
Absolutely, and
and finding cool spots. You know, like you're taking care of that.
yeah, well, I'll give you an example. Like, I put a video on Instagram just yesterday, and there was in the first 24 hours, there's 68,000 people watched it, and there's five or 600 people saved the video, and so they obviously have intent of possibly going there.
Is that on Instagram or?
It's on Instagram, yeah, and basically it's a house that sleeps 30 people. It's got a bar, it's got a poker room, it's got a hot tub, a sauna. It's the most incredible house, but 99% of people in Ireland wouldn't know about it unless we promoted it. But essentially, if you book it on one of the third-party platforms, which we all know and most people use, it's like €4,000. So basically, the 15% of that is €600. So by using our discount code, you're actually saving six. If a group of people book it, they save €600. It's still like obviously the €4,000 is between 30 people, so still it works out at just over €100 per person.
That 600 quid would go towards some few drinks over the night, huh?
It's just a few, but it's a massive save, and like that's what people don't like. People don't realize like €600 going to a company outside of Ireland, like it's massive. Whereas if I can bring the accommodation the exact same amount of money and local people save €600 in that example, then everyone's a winner. And sure, they only pay me €10 to find out the information.
I'd say that the competition is looking into you very closely.
Yeah, I know we're already taking millions off some of these big players, and but the way I look at it is for every million euro of bookings that come through our site, there's €150,000 being kept in the Irish economy, and Irish people are saving €150,000, which is exactly why I set up.
Brilliant. Okay, so Rory, tell me when you were starting, maybe tell me some problems that you had, because starting a business like that, it's not easy. Did you have any struggles at the start, or moments like you were just about to give up maybe, and then you said, oh, I'm going to pull it through?
No, see, to be honest, I was so passionate about it from the start, and I was very lucky, so I actually still had my full-time job, and I was doing this on the side and in the evenings. So even while I was in my full-time job, I was constantly looking at it and looking at improving it, and then from maybe 5 o'clock to 11 or 12 every evening. So I was basically doing 2 jobs at once. But in terms of...
So you're saying you did your morning shift, and then from 5 in the afternoon till 11 you would work on your hustle. Like, guys, listen to this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when I say something like that on my page, people look at me like an alien. Oh, you need a break, you need this, you're going to burn out. Bullshit. If you work on your passion and you work on something that you truly love, there is no such a thing as a burnout. Beautiful example in front of me.
6 months. The first 6 months, we didn't make a cent, and I probably spent a lot of money traveling around Ireland and being present and meeting people. I actually, and not that I'm proud of it, but it had to be done. There was multiple times I slept in my car, like at the Apple Green. So I'd be traveling around Ireland. I couldn't afford a hotel, so I slept in my car just to kind of make it happen. And here we are now. I'm very lucky now. We work with 700 accommodations. I could probably sleep in any of them for free if I actually went and asked them. But I'd say probably 10 to 20 times I slept in my car. And
what a great motivational story. There's a lot of people who don't get it, you know. There's a fella who works in here, and he was asking me, Lucas, how do I get an extra few bob? So, man, maybe you should start doing something on the weekends. I mean, you have 2 days off every week. What do, you know?
Exactly.
Stop spending money, start making some extra, you know. But there you go, working extra. You have so many hours after your day's work, you know. What do people do with that time?
Exactly. And
you know what I mean?
To be honest, like obviously I've been in employment, and then now I've obviously started my own business, and I've seen both sides of it, and it is kind of, entrepreneurship definitely isn't for everyone, but if it is for you and you put your heart into it, there is the chance of massive rewards. Obviously we're still a novice and we're still early days, and we don't see them because we're trying to pump everything back in, but I do think if you go for it, there's a good chance you'll do very well.
I believe you will, and I believe your company will actually explode, because I don't see a reason why every single person in this country shouldn't be on your app. Yeah, like just the way you promote it, keep the money within the country.
That's it. Like
everybody who hears that, they should just, you know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So we're launching the app. hopefully going to save local people 15% on over 1,000 accommodations in Ireland. And then at the same time, we're basically going to be doing flash offers. So we're going to be sending out push notifications, which obviously I'm sure everyone's well aware of. They just land on your phone, and it's going to be flash offers. So for example, a hotel in Cork might have 40 rooms this Friday night that they might not sell. So instead of it being 150, it's 99. So we'll be sending out push notifications almost every day with offers like this. Obviously, if it's not if it doesn't suit you, you can just get rid of it in 1 second. But if it does suit you, you're saving €50. So, and it's just the excitement, because people don't know what's going to come up in them push notifications. But in terms of the discount to 15%, we're looking at all year round. And any night that the hotel or B&B is using the third party, there's no reason why they shouldn't be working with us, because inevitably they're making the same amount of money. Local people are saving a few quid. They're getting extra bookings, which they possibly wouldn't get anyway. And it's the biggest no-brainer, and I've no doubt the more members we get and the more traction that we will start to get almost everyone that we need.
If and when you expand to other countries, you're gonna have to have a lot of salesmen on the road, will you?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I suppose so. It's
Finding the good deals is a bit of an issue if you start doing it nationwide. Well,
yeah. Well, Rory's Travel Club, I've no plans ever to go outside of Ireland with it. But the app is where we're looking to go worldwide, because.
The name? What's going to be the name?
The app is going to be called the Book Direct Club, which kind of is what it says in the tin. We want local people booking direct as opposed to booking through the third party. And that's why I set up. 4 or 5 years ago, I spent 3 or 4 months in Dublin launching a French company that was working in the accommodation space. And they were actually taking 30% on accommodation bookings. So Irish people that were using them to book Irish accommodations, and these people in France were taking 30%. I was like, this is crazy. And then obviously, as the price of staycations, everyone's complaining, saying, oh, it's so expensive to go away. And I was like, well, if we're not paying a third party 15%, it actually makes it much more affordable.
30%, how did they get away with it if the other companies are 15% and they're already it's already a lot?
So it was subject to availability, and obviously the way I was selling it whenever I worked there, I was saying, look, if you're €100 a night and someone offered you €70, would you take €70 rather than leave the room empty? And they were like, yeah, good point. So they were like, yeah, we'd rather have 7/10 of a loaf than no bread. And but in terms of, at that stage, I knew what all the other competitors were taking at all the booking sites, and I was like, this is ludicrous. Irish people booking Irish accommodations. Obviously, these companies are massive. They're very, very good at what they do. They're amazing. They're marketing machines. But Ireland's a very small country, and my goal was to save local people money, keep the money in the economy, and for our €10 a year, which is absolutely minimal, our guys will get so much value.
So when you came up with the €10 annual and you said it in the comments, I'd say even at that you got some haters in there. Was there people? Oh, yeah, I could imagine that. I got a lot of that on TikTok.
Yeah, you always do, to be honest. And it's a sad, like, the way I look at it is we've 250,000 people follow us on social media, and if 1% of them are cheeky or pricks, like, that's 2,500 people we have to unfortunately deal with. And it does hurt. I'm not gonna lie. We could get 99 good comments and see the one bad comment. It does hurt as a business owner, and I am trying to kind of, like, obviously I'm trying to get better at.
Yeah, but for you, like, you're easy to talk to. I mean, you're all your social media content is on point, because I looked at your social media very closely. Compared to, let's say, me, I'm obnoxious on my stuff. Like, people have reasons to call me things because I always do outrageous stuff. So I'd say that your social media is on point, I have to say.
Like, we're trying to save people money. We're trying to inspire people to travel, and it's only a tenner a year. But we unfortunately do get hate, and it breaks my heart, because all we're trying to do is inevitably help people. And I'm traveling I'm travelling up and down the country. I was in Kerry there for a few days, Kilkenny. I'm in Dublin here now, and I'm back up to County Down to a hotel tonight. And so, like, I'm constantly on the road and constantly trying to add value to people. And there's so many. And I kind of joke about it. I feel like there's some people just sit with a bottle of whiskey at night and just go through Facebook and just leave nasty comments.
That's what it
But
is.
the thing is, it really does hurt. And I started this to help people, and obviously I get like everything can't be beautiful and amazing, and there is some people. But if people take offence, like I always say, give me a ring. Let's talk it out. And I'm very much, I want to learn. But it's a really sad world, because there is a lot of people, like I'm putting myself out there, and luckily we're providing a service that people like and people enjoy. But there's a lot of people that maybe are doing different things, and they're getting 10 times the hate that I'm getting, and it's heartbreaking. And that's why anyone that does anything on social media, no matter what industry, I will give them the utmost respect.
Yeah, this is something we should give the listeners some tips on that, because I have a lot of clients and people who come to me for some lessons on how to do social media, because they see me everywhere, blah blah blah, and I give them some lessons basically and tips. And the first thing that I tell them that they will need to overcome the haters on the internet, because it's crazy.
Yeah.
You might have the best product, even Mother Teresa has haters.
Yeah.
I mean, you just need to realize who are those people and where they come from, Like imagine making 300 or 400 quid a week, having a girl with 2 kids living in somewhere. Like, how could you have a healthy mind, look at something beautiful and have a positive attitude? No, those people operate on different energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, don't get me wrong, like see what we do, it's all inclusive. Even if people don't sign up, we're looking to inspire people to travel. We're looking to give people tips, knowledge, and like everything we do is aimed at everyone. Like, it's not as if we're promoting all these high-end holidays. Like, we were promoting €5 day trips, which a family of 5 from wherever they may be from, it's €25 for them to go on a day trip, a holiday across, and the kids can go to the cinema and they can have food, or they can bring a picnic, or do whatever they want to do. So we're trying to include absolutely everyone.
I can't believe you got away with the €5 deal on the ferry. Tell me more about this. Like, how did you get that deal? Because you're basically, for a £5, I can go on a ferry for a full day.
Yeah.
How does that even cover the petrol or whatever the hell the boat is using?
Yeah, it was for foot passengers only, and January and February were the quietest 2 months for Stena Line, and I spoke to them. It's usually €20 or €25 per person, and we came to an agreement. I assumed it was going to be 10 or 15, but we got it down. It was €5 a head, and there was 4,500 people book it. But the way they look at it is, if there's 4,500 people book it, obviously that's 20 grand the revenue, but at the same time, like, there's 4,500 people that are going to buy lunch or breakfast or whatever it may be. You can do your duty free shopping on there. So we actually had it coming up to Christmas, so people were going and buying drinks or cosmetics or whatever, and they were maybe saving even more money on that as well. So, but that's only one example. That is, to be honest, one of the best things we have had, because
I caught my eye on your Instagram.
yeah. The thing is, if a family book that, so they pay, so a lot of people ask me, and it's really honest and really nice that people I get a lot of messages saying, can my husband or wife or can my kids come? They're not members. And I'm like, only one person from each household really needs to be a member to access the offers. So, like, say for example, I send an email to I don't know, Jimmy from down the road, and he reads it. He can bring his wife, he can bring his sister, cousin, so he can book it for as many people as possible. Not everyone needs to be members, but which is even better again.
Which is great, Netflix should keep that, Now we're talking about multiple passwords for multiple users.
Yeah, see that. Fair play. But no, it's everything we do, it's exciting. Like, we added the group trips, geez, it must be 8 or 9 months ago now, and we've had groups in Donegal, Cork, Croatia, Iceland, New York, and probably 60, 70 other places.
Really?
We've actually a group at the minute out in the south of France. There's 16 of them out doing hiking and yoga, with a guy from Kerry that we're partnered with out there. So, like, there's so much. There should be something there for everyone. The group trips is probably the thing I'm most proud of, because after the pandemic, people want to go out and meet people. People want to have a laugh. People kind of need and want that human connection. So what we're doing is we're bringing people together for a weekend or 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it may be, on a holiday. We're bringing them all together. They're meeting at either the hotel or the airport. They're doing activities together. They're going for a meal. They're going for pints, and the crack is brilliant. It doesn't matter if you're 18 years of age from Kerry or if you're 700, well, not 700, if you're 75 years of age from Donegal. People will sit at a table together and have the crack, and that's what it's all about. I think there is a lot of people in Ireland that are lonely, that want to meet people, and we're giving them an opportunity. We try and do at least 1 or 2 group trips a week, so there's so much there, and that's priceless. So for €10 a year, we're basically bringing people together that can enjoy travel, they can meet people, they can have a laugh. And I've probably heard it at least 100 times. People have said, look, that's the best fun I've had in years. And that means the absolute world to me, because inevitably we set up to give people as much value, and people.
Could you tell more about the groups? Because so what kind of teams would there be? Because you said that you might have a yoga gig, and then there was a hiking, like what else would you have? What kind of a group? Because every group needs kind of the same kind of people.
Yeah, so we're creating them day in, day out. We're like we did a trad weekend in Derry City actually a few weeks ago. I think there was about between 100 and 150 people. As far as I was actually on holiday, so I wasn't at it. But so it's bringing people together that have a common interest. You'll get people from Kerry, people from Dublin, people from Down, people from Armagh, and people. It's bringing these people together, and there's people. And the thing is, not everyone will, everyone will get on, but there'll be certain people, they'll end up with lifelong friends. And what I've seen quite a lot is people have met on their first group trip, and they'll kept in touch, and there might be something in 6 weeks' time that suits, and they'll actually go and get people that they met on the first one. They'll kind of come together and they'll go again. So it's bringing people together, which is so important. And I think for €10, the value we're adding to people, it's massive.
It's
and it's only going to get.
That's why I want every one of you to sign for this, including me.
So it's essentially what we're doing is for €10 you're getting 15% off hundreds of accommodations. You're getting flash offers where you might get 30-40 euro off a night in different hotels. You're getting offers with on international travel through travel agents, ferries, cruises, whatever it may be. You're getting options to go on group trips and meet like-minded people from all over Ireland and go and enjoy a trip together, whether it's in Ireland or abroad. And you're getting just so much, hopefully, inspiration and knowledge. Like, for example, we'll send out offers to people and the dates mightn't suit, but they'll then go and look into it and they'll go and book it on a date that suits themselves, and they'll go, Jesus, I never thought of going to Croatia. You've put it in front of me, it looks brilliant, and me and the husband or me and the kids or whatever might decide to go.
This is definitely a good idea. And so you do international stuff as well?
Yeah, so the international stuff is all so there's 2 sides. The first side of it's the DIY stuff. So we monitor all the flights leaving Ireland and we package it up with what we see as a decent hotel, which we typically base on ratings and distance to the city centre, and price, of course. So an example is last week we had flights and 7 nights in Greece for €200 per person. So flights, 20 kg bag, 7 nights in an apartment. It was €200 per person, which is insane.
Insane in Greece?
In Greece, yeah.
That's usually like $2,000.
It's madness. So what we're doing is, we're monitoring flights. We're giving people ideas. Like last year, we had so many people. We actually did a group trip to Venice for a day. So we left Dublin Airport at 6 a.m, came back at 10 at night, and there was about 40 or 50 of us from all over Ireland went on that trip. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner. We went on a gondola.
And how much was that trip per person?
I think return flights started at about €28. So it's cheaper to go to Venice than it is to go to Limerick for a day.
It is.
It's
and how did you manage to get 40 people at the same price?
So the price starts going up, but there was people that just really wanted to go that would have booked it at 40, 50, 60 euro, which is still, for a day out, it's still great value.
How much taxi from here to airport will cost you?
Yeah, it's brilliant. And so we're giving people ideas like that. Paris was another one we had a lot of people do for day trips. London as well, people going over, families going over on a Saturday watching a West End show and then coming back in the evening. So it's excuse me, it's just about really we're looking at all angles of travel, and we're trying to obviously. We're still very much work in progress. We do want to include a lot more family stuff going forward, but we're looking at just inspiring people and giving people ideas at the best possible prices, hopefully.
What's your 10-year plan on this?
I
This is very ambitious plan. It can grow to anything. There's no end to it.
So Rory's Travel Club will only be Ireland.
It's a very Irish name as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rory's Travel Club.
And to be honest, obviously we were sending out discount codes via email, and a lot of guys are like, oh, I don't really want to go trolling through my emails to find what hotels you're working with in Donegal or Cork or whatever. But we knew that, and the goal was always to develop either a website or an app. We went down the app route. So Rory's Travel Club will be a separate business to the Book Direct Club, which is the app that's going to be launching shortly.
Well, I'd say the app was gonna swallow the other one in time, because everything that's gonna be on the Rory's Traveling Club is gonna be also on the app, isn't it?
Well, Rory's Travel Club's no. So Rory's Travel Club's going to be typically all our international stuff. There will be some very little, but there'll be still a few different ideas and staycations. But the app is going to be. There's hopefully going to be 1,000 accommodations in Ireland on there that we have discounts with that you can see 24/7. There's going to be the group trips in Ireland, and there's going to be the flash sales, which people will get as push notifications almost every day. So basically, if you get a push notification and you book one of them a year, you're going to save like 40-50 quid. So, but at this stage, I don't know. I do say that on the app, who knows, we might never get there. I do say that if I can get up to 500,000 customers, I'll walk away. I'll hopefully be able to sell it and walk away, because like owning a business is stressful, and it might take me, hopefully, like I do think I can get there within 3 years. I might not.
3 to 5 years, 100%.
Yeah,
if you already have 75,000, holy moly, so with the way you're going.
But yeah, my goal is, and like I'm not massively money motivated in terms of, I travelled the world. I spent 10 years, the happiest years of my life, on a budget travelling the world. I lived on an island in Fiji with no shop, no internet, basically no electricity for almost 12 months. So I don't really, like, I set this up to save people money, and of course as a business you have to make money as well. But I do think, like, the stress, like the stress that comes with it, if I can grow the app within free, obviously I'll keep Rory's Travel Club, but with the app, if I can grow it to a level within 3 years and pass it on to a bigger company that can then bring it to the next level again, then I will.
Well done. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you a couple of kind of a personal traveling questions, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Some other guys, younger guys, might be watching this, And, what about, leaving the hometown at the age of 18 and going traveling and exploring the world instead of going into business? Because you've managed to go travel and then open a business, not many people do that, So would you recommend that somebody should go and find themselves? Because you do find yourself. You learn a lot of spiritual stuff, and you see how other cultures are, operating. So it's really a spiritual experience as well. Would you recommend doing that or going to business straight?
Massively. See, to be honest, I met a lot of French and German people on my travels, and most of them will have almost 2 transition years between school and university. So like most French and Germans don't start university to 21 years of age. So they kind of will either go and get experience, or they'll go and travel, or they'll go and work out what they want to do. And personally, I believe at 18 most people don't fully know what they want to do, and a lot of myself included. I did sports science at college. Like, I wasted 4 years on it, and I was at that stage I wanted to be a PE teacher. 4 years later, I didn't want to be a PE teacher. So definitely, if you're 18 and you have an opportunity to go to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, jump at it, because you're going to meet so many people. You're going to learn. You're going to it's kind of corny, but you're going to find yourself. You're going to realize, you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of being away, and you're going to have to kind of go out of your comfort zone, meet people, and all the life experiences that come with it. Like I spent 10 years abroad. I would confidently talk to anybody in the world. If someone approached me or someone needed something, I could talk to them for 5 minutes, or I could talk to them for 5 hours, and that just comes with experience. And
it's just such a good advice as well, because A lot of people when they finish school at 18, what do you know when you're 18? That's why I said jokingly on one of my previous podcasts that they should bring the army back. I mean, because
Yeah.
kids, people in Poland, you had to go to army back in the days. But when kids used to go to army, they come back as a man.
Yeah, I actually follow Ipswich Town Football Club for my sins, and I remember one of the lads this was only a couple of years ago. I can't remember which country in Europe he was from, but he had to actually, like, by law, before the age of 23 or 24, you had to do a month or 2 months service in the army, and he had to actually leave the season and go and do a month's service, which was a bit insane. But no, like I don't know, it's something I never thought about, but I think going to university at 18, unless you're 100% what you want to do, I would recommend taking a year out or going traveling.
But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, because if you look at the statistic of what people go to college for and then what they actually end up working in 10 years, almost 90% of them doesn't fall into the same category.
I know. But then they say, what is it? 60% of statistics are made up on the spot.
That's what my
like the one I just made up.
That's like the one I made up as well.
Exactly.
Well done. I think we're gonna wrap up now. If anybody wants to find you, where could they find you? So Rory's Travel Club on Instagram.
Yeah, Rory's Travel Club on Instagram, Rory's Travel Club on Facebook, and Rory's Travel Club on TikTok.
What's the fastest way for me to sign up to your newsletter?
Yeah, it's at rorystravelclub.com, and it's €10 a year.
Do I pay on the website, or what was the payment?
Yeah, so
strategy
we
here?
use Stripe, who I'm sure most people are
Yeah.
well aware of, and it takes probably no more than 60 seconds to sign up.
Well done. So 60 seconds and you'll be getting cool deals onto your email. I'm doing it as soon as we finish this podcast. Thank you for coming again.
No, fair play. Thanks again.
Thank you.